The story of Krazy Joe was torn from yesterday's headlines, and it's as terrifying as tomorrow's.
Good morning. Welcome back to Krazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Krazy Joe, and we have another physical media review for you today. Today's physical media review is a movie that I really enjoyed. A lot of people trashed this movie and gleefully declared it one of the worst things they'd ever seen, and I think it was incredibly unfair because I think it's a really, really fun movie. The movie we're talking about is Star Trek Section 31. I am a big Star Trek fan. You know, there's some really good Star Trek movies. There's some really bad Star Trek movies. I've heard people say this is the worst Star Trek movie ever made. It's not. It is not. Star Trek Nemesis, the 10th film and the first one to star the last one to star the Next Generation crew, not the first, the last one to star the Next Generation crew. That is still the worst Star Trek movie ever made. It doesn't make any sense. The plot doesn't make any sense. The villain's motivation, the villain has no motivation. It's a terrible movie, and they've yet to make a Star Trek movie worse than that. And Star Trek Into Darkness is a close second, because Star Trek Into Darkness, again, it has moments of greatness. It does. It has moments of greatness. But the problem with this problem with Into Darkness is that it blatantly rips off moments from The Wrath of Khan. And the problem there is it uses the character of Khan Noonien Singh from The Wrath of Khan, but it tells a unique story with Khan Noonien Singh for most of the movie. But then in the last minute, it throws in a complete ripoff. I hate Into Darkness. I really do. Which is a shame, because it's actually a pretty good movie for most of its runtime. It falls apart in the last 20 minutes. But Section 31, man, people have been crapping all over this movie, and I really enjoyed it. There is a review that I've done previously, and I'll put a link to it at the end. At the end, you know, in the corner, you'll see when I start doing the pajama song, you'll see in the corner my review. So click on that. But this is available today. I'm dropping this on Tuesday, April 29th, and you can get the Section 31 4K disc as of today. Paramount Pictures sent me the Steelbook. This is the Steelbook here for review. It's also available in a standard edition, not just a Steelbook. And look at this. To protect the light, they fight in shadow. Now, this stars Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh, reprising her role as Empress Philippa Georgiou, a role she introduced on Star Trek Discovery. On Star Trek Discovery, she joined Section 31, and here you have it, a Section 31 film. To those who don't know, Section 31 is a group that exists outside the Starfleet Charter, and they kind of handle all the things Starfleet won't. This is the Mission Impossible of Star Trek. These are the people doing the shady things that need doing in order to have utopia. You can't have utopia without the people willing to get their hands dirty. That is Section 31. And they're very un-Starfleet in how they do things, and that has led to a lot of people saying, this isn't real Star Trek. This isn't real Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry wouldn't approve of this. This is real Star Trek. This is real Star Trek. Because the Star Trek universe is multifaceted. The Star Trek universe has a lot of different kind of people in it. Most of the Star Trek we see focuses on Starfleet, which is very moral, and, you know, that's the Roddenberry vision of this is what Star Trek should be. But even in Roddenberry's Star Trek, go back to the original series, go back to the Next Generation, which Gene Roddenberry actually had a hand in, and you did have characters like Harry Mudd and Cyrano Jones, and these characters who existed outside the law. They did exist in the Star Trek universe, even under Gene Roddenberry. So This is just the greater Star Trek universe. This is, let's take the camera and pan backwards and get a bigger view. And you see the people that aren't living on a starship and serving under the Starfleet rules and regulations. So this movie is about a doomsday weapon from the mirror universe that Philippa Georgiou had a hand in creating, and she's trying to stop it from invading our universe. I don't want to get too much into the plot. I already did a review of this movie, which I will link towards the end. We're really here to talk about the 4K disc. I gotta take out, there's a digital code here. Digital code, which I'm going to redeem in a little bit. But yeah, you get a digital code to get a digital copy of the film in 4K quality. Like I said, I'm reviewing the Steelbook. It's also available in a standard edition. But we get 2 discs. The 4K disc. There's the 4K disc. And there's the Blu-ray. And there she is. There's Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh. This film, or the disc at least, has some pretty good special features. There's some special features called Alpha Squad, which really gets into the crew of Section 31, or of this particular Section 31 crew, who they are, what their motivations are, the costuming, everything about them. We get Stunt Squad, which talks about the stunts of Section 31. Gear Squad, which talks about the props of Section 31. There is a documentary, or a featurette, I should say, on Philippa Georgiou, her history. So this is a pretty packed disc when it comes to special features. Very good job they did with special features. The 4K quality, it's a beautiful picture. Really looks great. This is a visually stunning movie. Really it is. The sets and everything, it looks beautiful. Really does. I can understand that this may not be a Star Trek for everyone, because like I said, it does delve out of the Federation realm and more into the shadier people in the Star Trek universe. But it definitely falls within the Star Trek universe. And I think this is a good mix of Mission Impossible meets Guardians of the Galaxy. I really enjoyed this film. Oh, also there's a gag reel on here. There's the backing. There's the backing. You know how these Steelbooks go. They put these things on there, so it comes right off. But if you want to read, if you want to pause, read all the special features, there they are. But yeah, I watched the disc. It looks great. It looks beautiful. I really enjoyed this film. I want to see more of these characters. I would love it if Section 31 went to series. I know that's unlikely because Michelle Yeoh is very busy these days as an Oscar winner, but I'd at least like to get a sequel. Let's get a Section 31 2, or I'm sure it won't be called that, but I'd like more Section 31. Let's reunite Georgiou with Ash Tyler from Discovery, who was also in Section 31. Let's get them reunited on another adventure. I really like this. This is a great movie. If you're a Star Trek fan and you're open-minded enough, you're IDIC, infinite diversity and infinite combinations, you're IDIC enough to accept that the Star Trek universe is bigger than just a Federation starship, I definitely recommend picking this up. Your Star Trek collection isn't complete without it. This is a great movie. Star Trek Section 31. I really like it, and this is a great presentation of it. Thank you to Paramount Pictures for sending me this review copy. And if you haven't seen my review of the film itself, click the link that's going to come on during the Pajamas song. All right, everybody, keep wearing those pajamas. I'll give you the sarcastic Vulcan salute from Lower Decks. There you go. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Tell everyone you meet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
With the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Don't open it, it's a trap.
Oh no,
It's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them
jammies.
They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander Adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas.
I know we're having fun.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
And now the song is done.